All right, here we go then. So then we were on to episode 2. Episode 2 was actually the second. Obviously, it was also at the end of December 20. It was the 22nd December 2022. The first take on that one. I mean, this is actually obviously incredible now, but unintentionally. It was Kassad said Na'Vi is not the best CIS team anymore. Well, that definitely correct now, but at the time, possibly too edgy. Possibly too edgy. Was that too edgy? Wasn't Na'Vi still the best CIS team then? Weren't they?
I don't think so. VP
It was them, or would it be Gambit?
I guess there was, or the VP team had won the major. VP had won the major. There was obviously Gambit, Cloud9.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, Spirit was, well, it wasn't, sorry. But the thing is, like, VP Gambit, like, there was, like...
It was close, I'll give you that, it was close. Put it this way, that if you just say that sentence out loud, everyone in their brain goes, well, Na'Vi's always supposed to be number one. So from that perspective, I think you were closer than you weren't, if you know what I mean. I don't know if it was a firm one. It's not
you know what's funny? You know what's funny now? The thing is, like, while we're discussing this, Na'Vi is the highest ranked, team of all the CS teams right now.
But they're international now, though, mate.
I don't really consider them Eastern European.
That doesn't count anymore now, exactly. So I think for that one, put it this way, I'll give you a passing grade. You get a C on that one. You don't get an A.
Wait. So Ime and Alexi are like from, Romania and Finland. And then we have like the core of Wonderful, Bit, and JL, who is from Lithuania. So they're technically still a CIS team, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I mean, first of all, Ukraine isn't in CIS anymore, as everyone who ever had Twitter and dared to say CIS in the last 2 years knows. And secondly, I don't really know what Finland would have to do with that. Listen, unless you want to go back in time and change the results of a certain war in about 8 years ago, I don't think they're actually part of CIS, believe it or not, Kassad. But okay, it was a nice try. It was a nice attempt to lawyer it. I'll give you that. Right,
wow.
Then Maui.
Any political thing.
Oh, listen, boys, because then Maui done fucked up. Because look, to be fair, we've all done this take in a different version on the show, but we're going to highlight Maui here and how silly he was. Because how dare Maui have the take that FaZe should look to replace Rain? Oh, you piece of shit, man! Don't you don't even respect like legends and that, Mike? Because here's the sad thing: we actually have collectively all done that take about millions of times. Every take of FaZe should change for this player. Rain was always the one we all picked. So to be fair, we have all said that one. The real problem with that topic is this: he just is a mega player at the big stage game. So the problem is, even though he actually is not that often having the big pop off, he has it at the best possible time for like the fan to remember. So I don't know that one, because the problem with that one is like, I think we have to sort of say you failed that one, Maui. Even though I personally would have said the same thing. The problem is, because they're still really good with him, I guess probably they shouldn't. The problem with that is, again, is it really, should is the operative word there, right? It's not like, they're going to fail because they've kept him. So what do you think, Kassad? You'll be the neutral judge on this one. Was that, what would you give that one? Was that a good one?
How dare you say somebody who fans like you? You can say that they get replaced. How fucking dare you? It's just you are just a piece of shit. Honestly, I think you should leave the stage. Yes. What was the fucking thing?
Yeah, you don't belong here.
You should play. You should
play.
Rain should be celebrated. Rain should be celebrated.
You're just shitting on them all day long. Fucking hell.
No, that's the truth.
It's too good. I know.
I mean, it has to be done. It has to be done. The thing is, like with Rain, I'm still with Maui. I think they should replace Rain. I mean, there is so much talent in all the regions right now coming into CS2. Why don't you lock somebody down? Rain has done his job. Yeah, he's a mega player on stages. He's the major MVP. He won the major. He won the millions of matches, right? But you again look forward. Like, look, somebody else is gonna lock down a player that you needed to lock down, and then you're gonna end up paying the price down the road. Yes. So why don't you just take the cut now and get somebody early? I mean, I do agree with Maui on that one. Let's not drag it.
Right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make an executive. We'll do this review part in 2 parts. So we'll do half, and then we'll do some takes. Then we'll do the next half on the next one. That way, it's not all one. Because I think no one wants to watch only the takes, but at the same time, we want to do a bit of both, right? So on that one, I'll also just throw this out there. What I do think is unfair about how people will judge that take, Maui, is you do notice, just like the Katowice one, they never come at your head when you make the take. They wait until Rain wins the tournament and then come at your head. So spoiler, that means you guys didn't think it either until 1 second before. Because I do think the original one, where it was like JKS for Rain. Joke is that was Reddit who said that take, but they now just pretend it was like only me or something. So there's a good one. Then I had a take. I can't lie. This one's also, I mean, whether it was right or wrong, it just seems mad in the context of like the light of day now. So what's good actually I like about some of these takes is you have to get yourself in the headspace of like reverse engineer. Like, how could I even think that? So you ready? This was an actual take. Remember guys, 22nd of December, 2022. My take was Heroic should sign config and keeps down. which is, I don't even, I have to even remember what keeps star. I meant like he just replaced him as the star player, you know, obviously they don't play the same role. I think it was the notion that like at the time, as bizarre as this is, actually people did think because Stan was like choking, like, oh, I should kick him. But my logic was sort of like, you want both, don't you? If anything, the point of that one was the idea that your config is just a press W guy and then it takes some of the pressure off Stan. On that one though, it sounds weird obviously now because like, the Rogue doesn't even have any of these players anymore. I don't actually know that. I feel like that's one where I don't even know if these ones should count as like ones you can evaluate. Like that's just an opinion at the time, and like it's not really any way to say if it's right or wrong. Here's a funnier one though, because this is the interesting one. Then Kassad came with one of his. This is an on-brand hot take. Maui, you're going to be the initial judge of this. Are you ready? His take was that Blast winning the world final would harm Nico's legacy. I love it. I actually love how mad that is. I know, it's so good, isn't it? It's so good. Because I think his logic was, you know, it would make them keep Huxley and then go. I think it was that idea, trap him into the team or something. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the idea behind it, I mean, obviously they went on to win Katowice and Cologne on top of that, and that has made Nico's career, and it has really transformed in terms of the accolades that he's found.
It's crazy how that was his most successful year.
It is, isn't it?
You know, when it comes to the tournaments, but like the point's still the same. Like he was trapped in that team, and he could have gone somewhere else and had like better odds in winning what actually matters. Like all these people that are saying, "Oh, Zaibu won the major, Nico didn't." That's what I'm saying, right? Simple as well.
Oh,
like
sure.
If he went there, and probably the higher odds would be for him to win the major instead of what they did in the last whatever.
Here's the problem, Kassad. I feel like this might be another one where maybe you just get the passing grade. Because here's the one. If you look at the perspective of Nico needed to win the major, well, then obviously they didn't do that. If that meant keeping Huxley stopped him doing that, you'd be right. At the same time, though, I also agree with Maui. You did win Katowice and Cologne, like two of the main prestige events, and you did it both in the same year. So I think part right, part wrong for that one. Then we will go to, this was Maui's. I mean, again, I don't think this is actually one. We'll just brass over this one quickly. It was just that the Blast World Final should end with a best of 5. That's just a good take. I don't know how that would be wrong or right. It's just a fucking take in it. So then we go to this one. I mean, technically, it's just if you disagree with this now. But then I had the take that year's number one, so it was Simple that year, if you remember, was the worst one since 2014, like Get Right or something, all the way back. Because that was the one, if you remember, where Simple won, but he like sort of like just coasted the last part of the year, and it was mainly the strength of the first part. So it just meant that, like, if you remember, we were kind of, I actually did think that was whack. It's like we gave the number one player of the year, even though he was, we were sort of giving it to him when he was in his worst form. It just feels whack to do it that way, doesn't it? It's kind of a bit weird. So,
but there was nobody else to give it to. Yeah.
Yes, that's the problem. At the time, it was a bit like the Z1 this time. They were definitely going to win no matter what. Number 2 was just wasn't ever going to win, were they, in that one?
Yeah.
Then the other one, this is another one that's not really to be evaluated. Then I just had the one where I said I didn't think Ziwa was number 1 in 2020. Again, nothing changed on that one.
I still feel like that's true.
So yeah, some of these ones actually don't really have takes. Come to think of it. Similar one, Maui said James was the second best IGL of 2022. I don't think anything's changed on that one. I think it's a fair comment if you consider they won the fucking major with like rookies and I think that's a pretty legit one. Here's a good one. Here's a good one, though. Thorin back on his hating on AWP as he thinks they're overrated angle. Thorin said that Team Liquid would never win a Tier 1 LAN with OC as their primary AWPer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I put it to the jury that I think we all know, I think even Team Liquid agreed with that one, boys, because they don't have OC in their team anymore.
It's funny how he pulls out all the like takes where he's like, we get the passing grade, or it's like a plus and minus. He pulls out his like almost like successful take. He's like, you see, guys, you see this? Just keep going.
Okay.
Just gotta hype himself up. Okay. Even referring to himself in third person when he introduced himself.
I know.
Said this.
That Thorin guy, he knows what he's talking about.
This guy. All
right. See more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.